I am. And he goes, I don't know, 26. And I was like, so you knew! So you knew this whole time.
Put your hands together for Sidney Davis Jr. Jr.
Put it up. Bam, 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 bam. Turn the mic on.
Yeah. Killing it.
Ooh. No? Hello? It's on either way.
That's my fault.
Here, wait, did that work? Oh, there it goes. So, this group right here, what is your worst fear?
Heights.
What?
Heights.
Oh, heights. You have an accent. Sorry. I was like, horse? I don't know what that is. Sounds terrifying, though.
Spiders.
Spiders?
Polar bear.
Okay. Really?
Tonight.
I mean, whatever. I asked.
Tonight.
Snakes.
Snakes? Okay.
Mannequins.
Mannequins. Oh, that's a good one.
Great movie.
Worst fears? Me doing this to you is probably your worst fears. What's your worst fear?
Oh, it's heights as well. I'm terrified of it.
I think it's so interesting that literally nobody said, I don't know, going to jail, like going to prison, getting murdered. Because let me tell you, going to prison is one of my worst fears, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have checked out our prison system or not, but it's not great, right? Right, so you guys should be extra scared, right? We're notorious. You should be. And that wasn't necessarily a fear of mine at all until about 2 years ago, right? So I'm going to take you back in time, right? Chicago, 2017. I had just broken up with my long-term boyfriend. And when I say I just broke up with him, what I mean is he just broke up with me. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah! But I was pretending it didn't bother me, right? Like, I eat a pint of ice cream by choice. I decided after a few months of just being generally miserable that I was going to put myself out there, because I feel like if you're going to be miserable, other people should have to be miserable with you, you know? Like, you shouldn't experience that alone. I'm going to join Bumble, right? I'm going to join, like, Plenty of Fish. Just kidding, don't do that one. That one's the white trash of the dating apps. The apps didn't work out, long story short, just deleted those real quick. But I used to go to this restaurant literally right down the street. We're talking 3 blocks this way. And I would go there all the time, and every time I was there, there was this waiter, and he was so nice. And he would be cleaning the tables or something, and I would be talking to like a friend I brought, and he would just kind of interject on the conversation, not in a creepy way, not in the way that you hate when people do. He was just very funny, and he always just had something to say. And when my friend was talking about a show, he'd always be like, oh my gosh, I saw the latest episode, did you see it? And they would talk about it. He just seemed really nice. So one day I was there eating alone, as I often did, and I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this guy my number, right? Because, I mean, he looked like, I don't know, if I had to ballpark, I would say between 28 and 32, right? I would have believed any of those numbers. Let's see what happens, right? I'm not ready to get into anything serious. So I write my number on a napkin, and I give it to him. I'm like, hey, if you ever want to hang out, text me, right? What was that? Text me. And he looks like really surprised. He's like, oh. And he was cute. So I gave him my number, and then immediately was like, what have I done? And then I left, right? I don't hear back from him for like 48 hours. So I figure I did my part, right? Who cares? So then I get a message from him, right? And we text, and we text, and we text, and it's going really well. And he knows a lot of like references. I hate to be one of those people that are like, I like obscure movies. But he would make references, and I'm like, I haven't seen that movie in so long, and that used to be one of my favorites. And we would just go back and forth, and we were having all this great conversation. So finally he's like, hey, would you want to hang out sometime? You know, like, you gave me your number so we can hang out. Let's hang out. And we decided we were going to go for just like a walk, super casual. We both had a couple of hours in the middle of one of our days. It was right here. We met up at the Red Line at Belmont. We're like, yeah, let's just go for a walk down by the lake, hang out. Then he can go to his job, and I can go to my job, and we'll just have some fun. We meet up, and immediately I notice something is way different about this guy than what I remember. And it occurs to me that he's not in his work uniform. At work, he had been in like a long sleeve black shirt, long sleeve black pants, you know, like black belt, but he looked real nice. And he was definitely dressed differently than that. He had like a t-shirt tucked into khaki pants, like with a belt, with like socks up to his knees, tennis shoes, and I'm not shading him. Like, if somebody wants to, this is not me slamming him. It just looked, the aesthetic was just way different, right? Way different. But he was really nice, right? Same person I'd been talking to for a while, and so we go on this walk, and we have a great time. We have such a good time, and we're just like talking about our interests, and a lot of our interests are similar, but the ones that are different, we are interested in hearing about. And we hang out for about an hour, and we're walking back to the Belmont Red Line, and we're just talking about the future, you know, not like together, just like the future. And he's like, yeah, and I'm really excited to try that, because I feel like whenever I turn 21, maybe I should. And I was like, wait a second. What did you say? And he's like, oh, I said, I would love to do that by the time I'm 21. And I looked at him and I was like, how old are you? And he goes, I'm 18.
Oh my God.
How old do you think I am? And he goes, I don't know, 26. So you knew! So you knew this whole time that I was almost 10 years older than you, and you still came to hang out? Yeah, I don't know, you seemed cool. Where are your parents? Right? Like I thought you said you lived with your 32-year-old sister. That's right? He said he lived with his 32-year-old sister, and he goes, yeah, but there's just like a really big age gap between us. And I was like, I have to get out of here. I have to go. Like immediately, every cell in my body was repulsed. Every fiber of my being remembered Mary Kay Letourneau. You know what I'm saying? I went from being intrigued by every word this guy said to not being able to hear a single word that he said, one in one ear, out the other, because I was just so worried that he was gonna miss curfew. Like I went into mama bear mode. Oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I have to go. And he's like, oh, you live close to here, right? Can I just walk you home? And I was like, no. And he's like, please. And I said, fine. So I'm walking 10 paces ahead of this guy, like, can you keep up? Like, that's why you don't hang out with children. We go to my stoop. Jesus Christ. And I step way up on the stoop, so we're even. And he was like, so, you know, I had like a lot of fun. And I'd love to see you again. You know, I am so busy. I'm so busy that I don't even know if I'll even ever be able to come back to like that restaurant ever again for the rest of my life until the day I die. And he was like, okay, no worries. I can like wait, and whenever you're free and you want to hang out, let me know. I had a great time. So I run home. And I immediately text all my friends. Because, you know, like girls, they all knew I was going to hang out with them. They were all curious what was going on. And I was like, guys, he was a teenager. And they were like, what? And, you know, suddenly in that moment, I thought about all those guys who make the newspaper. I could have sworn she was like 29, right? And for all these years, we're like, whatever. You nasty pedo. Like, there's no way that you mistake 17 for 29. There's a way, guys, that you mistake 17 for 29, is what I'm saying. There's a way. Flash forward, like a year and a half later, right? And I'm with a new guy that I'm dating, right? It's been like a year and a half, I'm with this new guy. It didn't last either, shocker. And he's like, oh, it's that restaurant you love. We're walking, doing some errands. And I'm like, oh, but we can't go there. Why not? It's right here. I just don't feel like we should go there. But it used to be your favorite. Come on, let's go. I really want to eat here. So we go in, and I'm like, it's been a year and a half. Like, there's no way this guy still works here. He does. And so we walk in, and of course this guy is milling around doing his thing. So I'm like, oh, I'll just like turn my back. And he won't be able to see who it is. You know, he'll just see like red hair, like vibrant red hair. And so I'm talking to this guy that I'm with, and I see the teenager. I'm gonna keep calling him that. He's got like this bucket of dishes, and he sees me. And I forgot to mention he had texted me a lot, and I just straight up ghosted him. for like 3.5 weeks. Like this guy was so nice and he texted me every day and I just didn't know what to say. Because how do you tell someone the only thing wrong with them is that they were born at the wrong time? You can't tell somebody that, right? So I had straight up ghosted him. I'd been the jerk, whatever. It was one of those situations where I would rather him look back and like hate me forever than go to jail. So I see him see me, and he like glares at me, and I pretend like I don't see him, and he's walking by with these dishes, and he glares at me, and he sees that I don't see him, so then he turns back around and gets closer, and then he like glares at me again and like makes sure that I see him. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why you don't date teenagers. I made the right decision. That's why you don't date teenagers.